Hello everyone, welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Now channel. As always, this time I have appeared with the mysterious soap opera. So don't delay, like and subscribe now and stay tuned. The pregnant Ivy Benn that could give Liam a third child mother. The striking and the lovely B&B spoilers uncover that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, as of late imparted a brief yet significant visit to Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, who reconnected with him at Il Giardino. That prompted a lot of being a tease as Ivy gave herself wholeheartedly to Liam and truly made a really humiliating scene of herself simultaneously. The young lady was frantic and obviously hungry for Liam. That's what Ivy conceded in the event, that it hadn't been for having a trip to get, there were around 1 million things she might want to do together. We have presumably that remembered a cavort for Liam's bed, which Ivy has likely been fantasizing for quite a long time about as of now. After Ivy left the cafe, Liam returned home with Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, for a little while with Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras McKinley. However, what occurred after that Bluff House visit wrapped up? Consider the possibility that Ivy changed her trip to a later one so she could expand her experience with Liam. Ivy might have found Liam again so they could do some sizzling together off-screen, even only for an hour or thereabouts. It very well may be a tomfoolery wind in the event that Ivy winds up pregnant not too far off and a false flashback uncovers her hookup with Liam to make sense of everything. Ivy could appear close to home and give him refreshes on some staggering news. Obviously, it's likewise conceivable Liam could visit Ivy in Australia now that she's found him in Los Angeles. Liam could have some business in Sydney or even find that he can't get Ivy as far away from him as possible. It could prompt Liam raising a ruckus around town with Ivy in the land down under, which could have a similar pregnancy result contingent upon what story B&B journalists have as a main priority. In any case, Ivy continued to applaud Liam for how well he oversaw co-nurturing with Steffy and Trust Logan, Annika Noel. Liam recognized that it wasn't his arrangement to be parted from the two his girls' moms, however Ivy actually felt he shuffled his two families delightfully. Might you at any point envision on the off chance that Liam eventually adds a third child mom and another youngster? Ivy could be next to take things. It would surely be a way for Ivy to give herself a long-lasting bind to Liam, and taking into account how focused on Liam she appears, we wouldn't rule it out for her to get pregnant intentionally. In view of our expectations, Liam will move forward to help Steffy through her impending marriage emergency, yet Ivy could without much of a stretch wreck things eventually. The intense and the delightful spoilers say Ivy's longing for Liam could be constructing someplace, so remain tuned. Trust fears Steffy will burst Finn's air pocket. The striking and the delightful B&B spoilers recap for Wednesday, May 8th, uncovers that Trust Logan, Annika Noel, cautioned John Finn Finnegan, leather expert Novlin, to be reasonable about his assumptions and acknowledge Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, may not comprehend his sentiments with respect to Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown. Finn for sure knew that, yet he accepted Steffy would be feeling significantly better to learn she didn't wipe out his introduction to the world mother. In spite of Steffy's issues with Sheila, Finn trusted that she could ultimately comprehend his craving to have his profile mother in his life. Finn demanded that Sheila had taken in her illustration and accepted Steffy would ultimately come around. Since Finn realized expectation was pulling for him, he expressed gratitude toward her for tuning in and not thinking he was nuts. Trust was happy Finn groped open to opening and consoled him when he inquired as to whether there was any wooziness after her swooning spell. Finn told Trust she was awesome and gave her an embrace prior to reporting that he was returning home to tell Steffy the uplifting news. After Finn offered an expectation on all that working out, Trust answered that she so expected his purpose. At Forrester Manifestations, Steffy told Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, that Finn was focused on his family and that he was planning ahead. When Steffy said she knew the amount Finn cherished his family, she demanded her better half won't seriously jeopardize any of them. As Steffy went to see Finn, she said this evening was tied in with reconnecting. In the meantime, Sheila wondered whether or not to acknowledge Elder Sharp's, Sean Cannon, proposition, since she would have rather not secret their affection any longer. Minister would have rather not covered up either and started yelling about his craving to wed her so anybody could hear. After Elder communicated certainty that Trust would come around on their relationship, he clarified that he couldn't have cared less about any other person. Elder was prepared to be the hitched oddball 2 or 3 LA, so Sheila acknowledged his proposition and got a celebratory kiss. When Elder referred to Sheila as Mrs. Sharp, she conceded she preferred that. Sheila and Elder offered their common thanks now that they'd been brought together. Sheila likewise pondered how she had a genuine family now that Minister and Finn acknowledged her with every one of her imperfections. After Sheila discussed how Elder and Finn saved her, she gave her new life partner another kiss. Then, Trust reviewed Finn's idealism over Steffi supporting his longing to have Sheila in his life. It left Trust uncomfortable as she said she trusted Steffi didn't dishearten Finn. At the Bluff House on Wednesday's B&B episode, Steffi lit candles and saw Finn's text, which said he was practically home and couldn't hold back to see her. When Finn strolled in, he embraced Steffi and took in the children were with Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda. Finn continued to kiss Steffi and appeared to be invigorated, so she thought about what had gotten into him. After Finn turned down wine and conceded he was somewhat started up, Steffi expected he saved a patient and proposed his proverb was that nobody was ever a waste of time. Finn admitted he'd been dealing with something next level and marvelous, so Steffi felt he resembled something else entirely contrasted with toward the beginning of today. After Finn said his entire world had moved in the most astonishing manner, he added that he had mind-blowing news. Finn guaranteed Steffi that it was genuinely astonishing, so she was anxious to hear his updates. The intense and the lovely spoilers say Steffi and Finn are nearly a significant blow-up, so don't miss all the activity.